Hey everyone, welcome to the reading. I just got out of the last reading I did, and there's a channeled message coming through that I just feel like I need to get off my chest, okay? So there's someone here, I don't know who I'm talking to, but you could be faced with a situation right now where you have to make some sort of a judgment call, okay? And it's really giving me, what's been coming up the last couple days here is this pull between judgment and mercy. All right. When is the right time? When do I enact judgment on someone, and when do I show someone mercy? Right now, I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you're someone that tends to show people a lot of grace. Okay, I feel like you are very patient with people, or you show people a lot of mercy because you're very compassionate, or because you understand people very well. So you tend to give them, the benefit of the doubt, right? You tend to, and this might not be you, this might be someone else in your energy field, okay? But someone here, I feel like you give people the benefit of the doubt. You want to give people second chances. You want to give people room to change, or, you want to show mercy. I feel like whoever you are, you're in a situation where you might not know right now. Should I rule with the iron fist, or should I be compassionate towards this person? Now, since that's been coming up here and in my last reading as well, kind of dealing with someone who might have been extremely judgmental, extremely on the side of ruling with the iron fist, not having compassion for others, it's giving me this debate. It's giving me like an inner debate, because you receive back what you put out, right? So you could be asking yourself, well, if I rule in this case here with this person dealing with someone else, if I make a judgment call and I choose not to show this person some sort of compassion or empathy or mercy, is that what I'm going to get back then as well? It's giving me like this inner debate a bit. And this channeled message that's coming through here is that it's not a one-time thing. It's not about, yes, karma is like, do unto others as you want done unto yourself. But sometimes we're also put in certain positions in life where we have to make decisions that are not just for the good of ourselves, but for the good of all, right? And I feel like wherever you are, like I said, you give mercy to a lot of people. And it's given me a bit of like, how like, where's the boundary? Okay, because judgment or strength or severity is also about, the boundaries. There needs to be certain boundaries in place, and if you keep giving someone a chance, and you keep giving someone a chance over and over and over again, what are you enabling? What are you enabling by being so compassionate, right? It's like, let's say you're a parent with a child, okay? And your child, they keep messing up in school, or they just don't show up, okay? They keep skipping school. They do it once. They tell you that they were sick, or they had a bad day. Okay, you show them mercy and compassion. They do it twice. Okay, it's like, well, we need to kind of, get this sorted out. But if they do it over and over and over again, at some point, your mercy or your compassion is enabling them in their bad behavior, right? And if you then decide to make a judgment call, or you decide to judge the situation, or put up boundaries, or make a firm decision and rule with the iron fist here, okay, that doesn't mean that you're then going to get back that same level of judgment, because you've given this person ample choices, you've given them chances, you've given them room to, correct their behavior. So it's like a different, this is like giving me like an internal debate. Like, when is the right time to make a judgment call? Or if I'm now in a situation where I have to make a judgment call, should I, show this person mercy? Depends. How many times have they acted this way? And if you show them mercy in the situation, how many other people are going to be affected because of their bad decisions? Right? It's like sometimes we're put in situations where we have to be that person that kind of draws a boundary, when we kind of have to, make a choice, and we kind of have to rule judgment over a situation. We can't keep letting people get away with things over and over again. And if you're thinking about like, well, if I don't show any sympathy here, and if I, make a harsher decision in this case, we're talking about karma. Am I going to get back what I put out? Well, what have you been putting out this whole time? Understanding, empathy, sympathy, compassion, mercy. You've been doing all those things this whole time. The problem though is it keeps getting abused. It keeps getting used, misused. And you end up enabling someone's bad behavior. So at some point, it's kind of giving me the song again that I got. It's like someone is going to come to you for water. They're going to come asking you for water, asking you for help. At some point, though, you got to say, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to give you water to put the fire out that you lit for yourself. If somebody lit a fire under their own ass, that's their karma to have to deal with that. You showing them mercy and giving them water in a time where they set themselves on fire, all that's going to do is save them from their own consequences. That has nothing to do with your own karma. You didn't do this to this person. This person didn't, they're not in the situation that they're in because you did something to them. They did this to themselves, right? They did this to themselves. And it's okay to be compassionate, understanding towards them. But at the end of the day, sometimes people need their karma, and you can't get in the way of that. Right? Even if they come to you asking you for help, asking for a second chance, they made their bed, they have to lie in it. And if you're a really empathetic person, you might feel like you want to help them out, or you want to soften the blow, but you have to keep remembering they put themselves in that situation. Nobody told them to do that. They did that to themselves. And sometimes people have to suffer the consequences of their own actions in order to really change. This person is not going to change because you give them a second chance. They're only going to change when they have to feel the consequences of what they actually did. And I feel like this is someone that's used to getting a lot of enabling and a lot of enablers around them. And maybe for whoever you are, it might feel out of character to make a very stern decision, because maybe you, like I said, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't want to be the one to ruin someone else's life by firing them. But honestly, they did it to themselves. You're not doing that to them. You're not taking away from them. You're not ruining their stability, their life, or their career. They did that to themselves with their bad decisions. You're only enacting a boundary that was already in place. This person knew that boundary was there, and they chose to cross over it. And if you keep giving this person water to put that fire out, they're going to keep crossing the boundary because they feel like they're untouchable. They feel like they have no rules. They don't have to listen to anyone and do anything. It's only going to reinforce that behavior. It's really like giving me like a parent, a parent with a kid in school. That kid keeps coming home and the parent doesn't reinforce the rules. They don't set up any kind of boundaries. The kid doesn't get any consequences. That kid is going to feel like, well, I don't have to go to school because my mom, my dad, they don't care. I can do what I want. No one's stopping me. I'm not getting in trouble. Right? And you might not want to do that to someone that you feel responsible for. But you making a firm decision here, that doesn't have anything to do with your karma. That's not going to affect your karma. right? These are not your decisions. You know, you're not purposely doing this to someone to hurt them. It's a consequence of their own bad decisions. You wouldn't have had to do this or have to make this decision if they had acted with integrity or if they had made the right decisions in their life. You know, it's kind of giving me like a debate like that. So I don't know. For some reason, I felt like I had to speak on that. Because whoever you are, I don't know if you're like, well, you know, if I don't show them mercy or understanding or compassion, maybe, but that'll make me a bad person. You know, that'll make me a judgmental person because, you know, maybe they can change. And it's like, no, that doesn't make you a bad person for having boundaries. You see the truth in the situation, and you also see judgment and mercy. It has to be balanced. If you're constantly acting out of kindness, empathy, compassion, that makes you imbalanced. You have to be able to make the hard judgment calls too sometimes and act out of a place of justice, rules, and discipline with no mercy, compassion, empathy. It really has to be like a straight to the point, that's it, that's the line, and you crossed it, right? Because either of these two being imbalanced is not good. Okay. And if, you know, if you're constantly being compassionate and kind to people that are just misusing that or using that and using it to their own advantage, that karma could look like them really fucking up, especially if it's like under your care, right? If you're like someone's supervisor and they keep abusing your trust and that, then that'll come back like, you know, that something's going to happen with them, and then everybody's going to look at you and go like, why don't you have this person in control? Why don't you have them in line? It's going to look bad on you because you're always being so nice, right? Like sometimes we have to kind of draw the line here with people, and we can't always be people pleasers. So I don't know who that's for, but I feel like it's for someone that has a hard time being like harsh. Like you don't want to be harsh and cold and like, you know, I don't care about your feelings. But sometimes, you know, if you know that like on the core of your being, you have empathy for others and you have understanding for others, then you know that it's not coming from like this place of, well, I don't care about anyone. I don't care about you. It's coming from a place of, this is what's best for you, but this is also what's best for others. Because if this person continues to act out this way, that's not just going to affect them. That's going to affect the team. That's going to affect the community. That's going to affect the workplace, whatever it is. Their bad decisions are affecting too many people. Okay? And if you're the only person that can make a judgment call here, then it's not just their life that you're affecting when you make a judgment call. Okay? You know, it's like one bad apple spoiling the bunch. You're going to let that one bad apple sit there because it's like, well, I don't want to be mean and throw the bad apple out because that bad apple has feelings too. It's like, yeah, but if you leave that bad apple out in the bunch, all of the apples are going to end up spoiling. Right? So sometimes we do have to be like, well, I understand that apple has feelings, right? It doesn't want to get thrown out, but it's spoiling everything else. So I might have to make a judgment call, and that's just how it is. Okay. Knight of Swords reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the Six of Swords. All right, the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's someone here that's manipulative, okay? They're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get in your mind. They want to get their way, all right? They're lying. They're lying, okay? Not making any sense. This could be some sort of verbal attacks, verbal accusations. Someone could be getting into a verbal confrontation here. The Moon in reverse. Something's coming to light. Something is being seen clearly. Okay, the Six of Swords, and someone is trying to get away here. They're trying to move on to peace. So what's the Knight of Swords reverse? The Three of Pentacles. It's a whole team of people. And I feel like there's one bad apple that's really spoiling the rest. Okay, like, I don't know. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, something about taking action. Justice in reverse. Yeah, something here is not right. Something here is not right. Someone's not upholding the laws. They're not upholding justice, fairness. This could even be something illegal. This could be corruption. Okay, someone here is lying. They don't have clarity. All right, this is corruption, and this is lies. This is someone who doesn't know the truth. They don't see the truth. They're not speaking the truth. All right, what's the Moon in reverse? The Five of Wands. Yeah, a conflict, an argument, or maybe even an inner debate, the inner conflict. The Two of Cups. The World. Something about a relationship, a partnership. This is coming to an end. Something is being seen clearly here about a fight or an argument between two people, a partnership. All right, about something, the world, online, or traveling, or this is a cycle that's ending now. Okay, Six of Swords. Temperance, the Three of Swords, and the Hierophant. Look, it's like, I feel like for whoever you are, doing the right thing, sometimes it hurts, right? It's like doing the balanced thing, you know, the balanced, tempered thing, you know, following your morals, your integrity, upholding the laws, upholding the values. I feel like it might hurt, okay? Some sort of a decision that you have to make, it might hurt, right? It's like, I don't want to have to make this decision, but you have to make the decision, or something here that it's kind of giving me that feeling of like, why can't they just get it together? Like, why can't they just stop? And that's like a question that we will always ask ourselves for a lot of people in our life, right? It's like, why do they do this? Why can't they just get it together? And we just have to accept that that's just who they are, or that's just how it is, you know. Sometimes we have to take things at face value, even though we don't want to, right? And that could go for you and for this other person that you're dealing with. Like, they should have also be taking things at face value, but they didn't want to. They refused to. They just, you know. What's the Knight of Swords reverse? The Six of Pentacles in reverse. Not being generous, not giving and receiving, not receiving something here. The Nine of Wands and the Four of Wands. Somebody defending their stability, defending a home, a community, defending something that they've built. Somebody lying about not receiving something or not giving something. What's that? A great fortune. Somebody here has been lying about a great fortune, or they took some sort of swift action without thinking something through logically, or there's no logic behind this, or expectation. No, it has to do with an expectation. What somebody was expecting a great fortune. What's this injustice here? A child. A child or innocence. Imprisonment. This has to do with a group of people that took action to do something corrupt, illegal, possibly even unfair, lying to imprison someone, or to get someone imprisoned, or to get someone trapped. Lying about a great fortune. Somebody was expecting a great fortune from this. What else is this about here? Something that was communicated. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. Something was communicated. Some sort of action was taken here. The Hermit. Who's the Hermit? Marriage in reverse, bad health in reverse. Someone is not in bad health. Divorce, not married. Someone is not married. It's a divorce. Someone is not in bad health. Somebody was expecting a great fortune. What is this? It's a liar. It's a King of Swords in reverse who's a liar, a manipulator, someone who's cold, calculated, manipulative. They think they're above the law. They think they're smarter than everyone else. This person was working together with others here, expecting a great fortune. Something about defending a home, protecting a home. Five of Swords, manipulation, being manipulative, lying about something. Justice in reverse. Again, something here is corrupt and it's illegal. Someone here is doing something corrupt and illegal. There's no justice in this situation. And this has to do with a breakup. This has to do with a breakup and someone trying to make themselves look innocent, lying so that they don't go to prison, or lying maybe to get you imprisoned, lying about someone being imprisoned, lying about imprisonment. What's this courtship in reverse? A breakup. It has to do with dating someone new, palm tree, stability, security, money, and time. The date and the time. This has to do with the date and the time, clock and a date. Somebody meeting someone new, planning, setting a date for stability, security, and permanence. What the heck? What's this Moon in reverse? This has to do with a Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. A Queen of Pentacles feeling left out in the cold. Someone going through financial hardship or feeling abandoned. Bad health. The Five of Cups in reverse. Someone here is not sad. They're overcoming sadness, depression. Two of Wands in reverse, blocked. Something is blocked. I mean, I didn't want to make it a crime hour, but it's kind of like going in that direction, I guess. So what's this Moon in reverse? Thoughts. A courthouse. Someone thinking about court. Thinking about someone that works at the courthouse, or thinking about how to take someone to court or what they're going to say in court. Thinking about the courthouse. What's this fight here? This Five of Wands. Again, with time, clock. This has to do with time, or somebody trying to buy time, someone needing more time, or lying about the time of something, the time frame. Heartbroken, deeply hurt, breakup. Someone feeling depressed about a breakup. Someone feeling heartbroken and deeply hurt. Grieving and mourning something. A karmic relationship. Someone feeling triggered, being in turmoil, resentment. Someone feeling triggered because of a breakup or a fight over a relationship. What am I missing here? That this is about a long-term investment, or what someone has been working towards for a long time, spending a lot of time doing, putting effort into this. Some sort of depression. sadness, depression, grief. The Knight of Pentacles, the courthouse is a lawyer. Something maybe that was told a lawyer, or something in the courthouse, somebody being sad. Sad about what? Expecting a great fortune. A false person. Okay, so someone is lying. We do have a Queen of Pentacles up here with the Five of Cups in reverse. So this person was not sad about something. They were not depressed about something. They're a false person, pretending to be sad and distressed about something. About a breakup, or a collaboration falling apart, or not working together, or a partnership of some sorts. What's the Six of Swords? Adjudication. Someone here thought that they would get away with something with the judge, or with the courthouse, or with a lawyer. Pathway. That's the pathway that they chose. It feels like House in reverse. It feels like lying to a lawyer or lying to a judge about not being home, or somebody leaving a home, someone losing a home, moving out of a home. Lying about someone not giving something, not paying something, someone trying to defend themselves with a house, Four of Wands, a home, a property, not paying something. Is this paying rent thing again? I mean, why does that keep coming out like that? Somebody not paying rent, or this is how they tried to defend themselves, or maybe this is a deposit. Like, you know, when you have to pay a deposit for a home that you're renting, this could be like a landlord that's not giving someone their deposit back. Something about not paying rent, expecting a great fortune, moving out of a house, losing a house, or trying to get you evicted. Maybe someone tried getting you evicted. Divorce, marriage in reverse, severing a contract, a broken contract, or a divorce. A wealthy man. What's that about? Sudden change, shocking news. About a cassette. Sudden change, shocking news, and epiphany about some sort of outdated thinking, or someone replaying something over in their head. Cassette. Or something about not being home. Or is this again maybe some sort of a recording with your home, or outside of your home, or you not being home? Okay, I don't know. I feel like there's more to this. What am I missing? It has to do with the King of Pentacles and a fight. Capricorn energy with the Devil coming out. A King of Pentacles and a fight, an argument here. Someone being toxic, or a contract, or someone being jealous, obsessed, controlling, angry. The Two of Pentacles. Something being switched around, balancing something out. Something was switched around. Someone's trying to balance something out. A message of concern. A message of concern. Yeah, let's get into the other cards here. Hold on. Okay, somebody's coming in here with lies. Let's see. What's the Knight of Swords reverse? Lying about something. Trafficking. Online business. Amphetamine. Murder. C. A breakup. CE, a breakup. Someone is coming in with manipulation and lies, or defamation or false information, or because of a wife, because of a breakup and a wife, a divorce. Yeah, marriage in reverse. Pulled in for questioning. This is someone that's local, a birth certificate, cryptocurrency, and a sacrifice. Wait a minute. What is, tell me more about this Knight of Swords reverse here. A house. Again, the Four of Wands comes out again. The King of Cups and the World. So it has something to do with a house. Your house, someone's house, a property, the world. What's the world? Because that's here twice. A transfer. Google search. Online something, maybe cartel. Transferring something to a cartel. Online business. Cryptocurrency cartel. Coerced. C, there's lots of C's coming out again. Organized crime and hacking. M or W? Or is it Wi-Fi instead of wife? Okay, so this has something to do with organized crime and hacking, online business, Google search, looking at what someone is searching for online, Googling online traffic. Maybe this is online traffic. Somebody hacking you, watching your online traffic. This has to do with a transfer, a cryptocurrency transfer. Changing hands. Something changing hands. International bank account number. This has to do with some sort of funds being transferred, money being transferred, international bank account number, cryptocurrency, changing hands. How something changed hands, some sort of crypto maybe. This has to do with online business, hacking, online hacking, organized crime, traffic. Okay. V and opiates. B, BV, VB, IP address, food or drinks, and R. Okay, so it's definitely something about the internet. IP address, traffic, internet traffic, Google search, BV. Doesn't that sound like a bacteria? BVER. Why is that coming out? Because of a secret, game over. Because of a secret, game over. BVREP. These letters must spell something or be significant for someone. I have no idea. Doesn't even make any sense. It has to do with your landlord. Oh, okay. So it has to do with someone's landlord. So you're hacking, or some sort of internet hacking has to do with a landlord. So maybe these letters spell out someone's landlord's name. VP, like VPN, catfish, A, BREA, VP, W or M, MA, RB has to do with a landlord and a catfish. E again. third party. That's the third party, a dirty official. So maybe you have a landlord and that's being a landlord is their part-time job, but their full-time job is being a dirty official somewhere, or the connection to a dirty official is a third party or is a landlord. And this dirty official is involved in some sort of hacking or IP address, watching someone's internet traffic because of an online business. You know what this is giving me? Okay, so it's like a dirty official is involved. And they start watching your internet traffic, your online traffic. They start watching your IP address. And then while they're doing that, they realize there's absolutely fucking nothing that you're doing. You're doing absolutely fuck all. It's not even you doing all this stuff, because they're literally hacked into your internet, watching your traffic all the time. And they realize it's not you. They realize it's not you. And instead of turning around, they keep it a secret because maybe this is even like illegal surveillance. Like maybe they were doing things that they had no right to do. Like the amount of surveillance that was going on wasn't, it wasn't like legal, or it wasn't justified or something like that. That's kind of what it's giving me. So maybe this King of Pentacles is the same person from my last reading, some sort of a dirty official who refused, maybe that's what it is, the illegal surveillance or the illegal watching your Google searches, watching your internet traffic, watching your IP address, watching what you do online, even after it was already found out that you weren't doing anything, or it wasn't you, or it was a catfish profile. They continued what? Watching your internet, watching everything you're doing online, even though it had already been proven that it was a catfish profile. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? IP address, third party, has to do with a third party IP address. It has to do with a third party IP address. EAM and opiates. EAM, AVM, EAM. A third party IP address. Coerce. Investigation. Car crash. CCC betrayal. So because they claim that they were investigating some sort of a betrayal, or to cover up why they were hacked, or why they were watching over your IP address, or to continue doing it. Okay, so look, they get caught out. They see that it's a catfish profile. So they have no legal grounds to continue some sort of illegal online surveillance. So what do? They come up with a new bogus investigation plot, a fake investigation, to keep the online surveillance going, even though they had no legal right to do it, because there was nothing that you were doing, but they wanted to continue watching you online like a fucking creep. So they started a new investigation because the other one was proved that you were innocent, or is that what this is, man? That is weird. What the hell is this keep coming out? Opiates and IP address. Why does opiates keep coming out? IP address. because of, they did someone a favor with an injury. Because they did someone a favor here with this injury, with an injury. Doing someone a favor with an injury. What? Possessed by a demon. That's the answer? That's the answer. Why this person seems like they're possessed by a demon coming after you? Because they were doing some sort of internet surveillance, watching your internet IP address, even though they had no legal right to do it, or that was the choice that they made. With your sacral energy, because of the choices they made with your sacral energy. Ew. Intoxicated, cover up. They're lying about fraud. Lying about fraud to cover up something here with being intoxicated, L. Or they're trying to cover up they're trying to cover up illegal internet surveillance by lying about fraud. Or they say that you're lying about fraud or something like that. Y-O? Yo? Is that yes? Y-O? N. N-Y? What the hell? Look at what this just spelled, man. It literally just spelled only. I can't make it up. Look at this. Only. So this could be some sort of like OF thing, okay? So something was proven to be a catfish profile. They were watching, hacked into your IP address, watching your internet traffic surveillance. But then this was cleared up to be a fake. Something was traced back, it was fake. So then they had to create a new investigation to keep some sort of internet surveillance going. Why though? Like, you're fucking weird for that. What's your problem, dude? That's why someone is so angry. That's why they're enraged about this person's motives. Okay, so someone here, maybe a good official, a good person, is now angry about this person's motives because their motives, all of these investigations are just fake, and it's all about like watching you online, which is just weird. Like, why you care so much, man? It's just weird. Fucking weird. A kidnapping. A doctor. Text messages and pictures. This has to do with a child and a doctor and some sort of text messages and pictures. Okay. The West Coast. Heart chakra, digital footprint, premeditated. So something here was premeditated because of a digital footprint, which is making me wonder, like, did this person have some sort of illegal internet surveillance or telecommunication surveillance going on, even though they didn't have the legal grounds to do it? It's like someone using their powers, because as far as I know, yes, like these people can wiretap, like police and stuff like that. They can wiretap your phone. They can listen to your conversations, but they can't, I don't know if they can do it to anyone or everyone. I feel like there has to be grounds to do it, or does there have to be a warrant for that? Don't they have to have a warrant for that? Maybe this person was doing it without a warrant. Like they just went ahead and did it without a warrant, like from a judge saying that they can do this on you. And then to cover up the fact that they had been wiretapping you or listening to your communications and all that stuff, then they started a new investigation to try and get the grounds to do that. I mean, that's kind of what this is giving me. I don't know. Lying about fraud to cover it up. So it's like trying to come up with something that's going to get them some sort of warrant from a judge to listen to your phone conversations or something like that. Heart chakra and a favor. Someone did them a favor because of their heart chakra. Someone did them a favor out of like empathy and kindness. Oh. Because of a digital footprint while someone is on the West Coast or someone on the West Coast. Because of a digital footprint. Lying. They're lying to cover something up. Lying to cover up pictures. Lying to cover up pictures. Lying to cover up pictures. Okay. West Coast. Security camera. Protective order N. Something about wanting to protect someone or getting an order. Something being ordered. A lawyer M. A lawyer M. A detective. Yeah, something about the authorities. A lawyer, a detective. Something about being jealous, someone being jealous. A video, being jealous of a video, or something about someone on video being jealous. Yeah, something about this. Sudden change, shocking news, an epiphany about a cassette or a tape or a recording or audio or something like that. Someone being jealous. Somebody needing a protective order because someone is jealous. A lawyer. This has to do with an offshore account. CK and an offshore account. No, that's the second setup. Okay, look. Catfish. Whenever someone was approached and said, hey, look, man, this is a catfish profile. This is not real. It's like a digital footprint of some sort of surveillance or internet hacking or something like that. That's what they had to cover up. I feel like that's why they came up with this here. Someone being jealous, you being jealous of someone, some sort of a video. I feel like they needed grounds for some sort of, yeah, adjudication. Something about a judge, something about getting a warrant. Something about getting like a warrant for something. Negotiation. Saying that someone is obsessed. That was the agreement. The agreement was to take something to a judge about someone being obsessed, jealous. That was the agreement. M. Opioids. Baby. No. This has to do with opioids and a baby. It has to do with drugs, marriage, something about a marriage, a divorce, a baby, jealousy, obsession, and drugs. A cybercrime. This has to do with gang members that are money laundering. Cryptocurrency. Money laundering, cryptocurrency. Something changing hands. surveillance. Internet surveillance, surveillance, internet surveillance. That's what it all comes down to. And an eviction. Somebody here wanting to get you evicted, get you kicked out of the house, or something about trying to get you evicted, get you to leave. A landlord wanting you evicted. So a creepy ass landlord who's apparently part-time landlord and full-time dirty official is surveilling you on the internet, or somebody is surveilling you on the internet illegally, is what it feels like. And to cover this up, or they're also wiretapping you, or they're also listening to your conversations and stuff like that. To cover all that up, they come up with some crazy ass shit to justify the internet surveillance. I mean, is it really that simple? Contract. A device, a counterfeit device. D and J, a chain reaction because somebody sold their soul to the devil here, okay? A chain reaction with D and J because of something from the pharmacy on a device. And a geolocation, the geolocation of a device has to do with your computer or your laptop. The geolocation of a computer or a laptop, a device. Or it's a router. R for router, like an internet router, Wi-Fi router, court, and a father. This has to do with court. C-O, 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 C-O. What the hell? I mean, why is someone's landlord involved in this? This is just weird. This is just getting weirder and weirder, this whole thing. Tell me about this Queen of Pentacles here. There's an illusion. Something is coming to light about an illusion here, about a Queen of Pentacles. An offshore account. I feel like it's OF with only coming out like that. Lying. M. A gang member. M-I. The Queen of Pentacles is a gang member. M-I. That could be this person's name. M-I. This has something to do with the geolocation of a device. So a device was tracked. The geolocation of a device was tracked or traced. And it was traced back to a Queen of Pentacles who's a gang member. No. Never mind. No. Okay. Protected by angels from someone who sold their soul. This has to do with nudes and some sort of malicious intent with nudes. Malicious intent with nudes, the geolocation of a device, amphetamine, and a subpoena. An online business, food or drinks, and the cartel. No, again, no. Landlord. What are you trying to tell me here? Trying to tell me about the motive. The motive to try and trap someone in jail or prison. What is the motive behind trying to get someone in jail or prison like this? Okay. CC or a car crash. a car crash with someone being intoxicated, or someone crashing a car because of someone being intoxicated or on substances. Has to do with a passport and a post box. Passport, post box, port, post. Port and post. Huh. A mole or informant in the system. It has to do with a mole in the system. And some sort of forgery. Privacy invasion. That was the deal. With Wi-Fi. Jurisdiction. That was the deal with Wi-Fi. Privacy invasion, jurisdiction. So they made a deal to hack into your Wi-Fi or to get into your internet and to monitor your internet or your phone or your internet traffic or your IP address or whatever, device geolocation. Then it came out that something here was malicious intent, something about an account was a catfish. And to get out of the fact that they had been surveilling you illegally, is what I feel, they had to change it up, or they had to come up with something new, or they wanted to continue surveilling you, and that's why they had to come up with some other random bullshit, because they didn't want to stop surveilling you and watching you and your Wi-Fi, okay? Because they're fucking weird like that. Because they want to know what you know, or they want to know how much you know, or something like that, right? Or they're trying to find anything that they can use against you by hacking you and spying on you and listening to you and whatever, right? So this is about them trying to get away here. Six of Swords, jurisdiction. I said jurisdiction, but I meant judication. Something about jurisdiction, okay? Trying to get away from maybe a certain jurisdiction, or trying to make sure that another department doesn't get jurisdiction in the case. Because then they can what? No longer watch you online. They can no longer listen to your phone conversations or monitor you if they lose jurisdiction. So they have to come up with some other bullshit to make sure that they can keep jurisdiction. That is weird. Because of a truck driver. A warning, hush money. Hush money. Why do I feel like it's a warrant? I don't even feel like it's warrant. Well, it could be warning. It could be warning. They got a warning about a truck driver, hush money. But I feel like it's a warrant. Maybe. Internet. It's about what they were doing online watching you. Stalker. Internet stalker. Yeah, because that's what they are. That's whoever this dirty official is, or this landlord, or this King of Pentacles, whoever that is. They are an internet stalker, okay? They're a dirty official that's weird as hell. Internet stalking you. And they don't want to stop. Debt collection. Forensics. This has to do with forensics and debt collection. Or that's what they're saying it's about. Or this is someone who's involved in some sort of debt collection, or hitman. Social security scam, car, SCSC. Scam, social security, and a car. Information about F. So first they claimed that some sort of internet surveillance was because they were looking for information. But when that fell away, they had to come up with something else. That's what this gives me, okay? S. Retired. This is someone that could be retired now. S. SC, Canada, transaction. STD. Something being transmitted. Life insurance. Some IP address. Choice. The choice that they made was because of someone's IP address. The choice they made was because of an IP address. The choice to transmit something somewhere else because of with insurance or something like that was because they needed jurisdiction to continue with some sort of illegal internet IP address surveillance. All right. Or telecommunication surveillance. And this has to do with someone's ex. And an airplane. Gossip and slander about an airplane or someone flying somewhere. Or iCloud. Oh, to commit gossip and slander. Oh, X. iCloud, gossip and slander, hacking. Solar plexus, W or M. That was the plan, was selling something because they had invested in a wire, or they were invested into something with a wiretap, or they were a plan with a wire investment. The plan to set something up with selling something, it was because of a wiretap or an illegal wiretap, or because they had been wiretapping you and listening to you the whole time and stalking you, watching you. Yeah. Meeting. This person is two-faced and deceptive, okay? So if someone is going to meet with them, you need to know this person is two-faced and deceptive. G. Something about the dark web. This is someone who could work at Homeland Security, Customs, and SOI that is a manipulator, okay? So someone that works for the SOI or the Homeland Security, they're a manipulator. Could be this King of Pentacles, all right? They're manipulating this. So they are creating fake evidence or fake investigations or fake stories to keep a story going because they have been surveilling someone illegally and they just want to keep doing it, okay? That's what it is. Which is weird, but all right. That is definitely an abuse of power. And that makes sense now why my last reading was like this person just refused to quit, and they just thought they just wanted to keep going and keep going and keep going because they swear they would find something about you. And then what'd you find, Mr. King of Pentacles? What did you find about the collective, huh? Because you kept wanting to look and see and, oh, I know that there's something. What'd you find? What did you find? Nothing, right? Fuck all. That's what you found, huh? And now you look stupid because this person has been manipulating a fake investigation this whole time to just continue and continue and continue abusing their power. And there's nothing there. Nothing. Yeah. So if this person is on the chopping block, you know what? Yeah, they should lose their job. This person should lose their job. They should. Really. Creating fake investigations because they don't want to stop listening to your conversations and watching your online traffic. You're weird. You're fucking weird, okay? Really. Like, that is just weird. Let's see who's involved in this. A Pisces, October, and a Cancer. A Scorpio. January. And a Capricorn. A Mother, March and June. All right. All we got is Capricorn, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. So this King of Pentacles could be a Capricorn who's corrupt, or this is a landlord. I don't know, pick one. There's a lot of corrupt people out here, right? But I'll just leave it at that. I hope this helps, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time.